Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about why Max Verstappen made a late pit stop during the Brazilian Grand Prix, as well as his late engine change. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. Now, as we know, Max Verstappen had a brilliant Brazilian Grand Prix. Qualifying was a disaster. He only ended up going 16th fastest, and as a result, Red Bull took Verstappen's car out of Parc Fermé, made changes and had him start from the pit lane, and well, he drove brilliantly from the pit lane, did Verstappen. The changes clearly worked, and Verstappen fought his way through the field and ended up finishing in P3 on the podium. And there was even a point in the Grand Prix where Verstappen was in the lead of the race, having made his mandatory pit stops. Basically, when Lando Norris made his second pit stop at the end of that 50, Verstappen was in the lead. And Verstappen was around 8 seconds ahead of Norris when Norris emerged from the pit lane, which fell to 7 seconds 2 laps later. And Red Bull ended up calling in Verstappen on that 54 for softs when the lead had dropped to 6.5 seconds. And this put Verstappen down to 4th. He went up to P3 and nearly got P2. He was all over the back of Kimi Antonelli towards the end of the Grand Prix, but could not pass him because his tyres were falling off. So I guess you could ask, why did Verstappen not just stay out when Norris pitted? Well, Red Bull team principal Laurent Mekies stated that the degradation was too high to win with that set of tyres, with him saying, as quoted by motorsport.com, "No, we don't think it was winnable. We would probably never know where we would have finished," but obviously it's a discussion that the guys had on the pit wall. At some stage you need to make the call, and the call was made. I think it gave us a chance to have a strong go at the podium. Ultimately we got it. Maybe one more lap you would get a P2. No, I don't think there was any way you could have kept a P1 if you just looked at the tyre deg and where you were. Still though, P3, a really good result. Now, as part of the changes made to Verstappen's car, he also took a fresh power unit for the Grand Prix, and he'll have this in his pool for the rest of the season. Basically, Verstappen took an extra internal combustion engine, turbo, MGU-K and MGU-H, beyond the 4 allowed for the campaign, plus a third battery and control electronics. And well, a new power unit can be beneficial in terms of the amount of power you can run and how aggressively you can run the power unit. And on top of that, Verstappen's 2 title rivals, Norris and Oscar Piastri, do not have a fresh engine to work with unless they want to take a penalty. However, the race report that Red Bull's decision to go for a new power unit for pure performance reasons has raised eyebrows at McLaren, with the race saying the issue revolves around what is understood to be guidelines from the FIA about when engine changes do or do not need to be included within a cost cap figure. It's an area that is not specifically covered in the published regulations, but falls under the remit of understandings that have been reached between competitors and the governing body. Some teams, including McLaren, believe that if an extra power unit is used because of genuine reliability concerns, then that should have no cost cap consequences. However, if a team voluntarily opts for an engine swap for pure performance reasons, then that should fall under the cost cap. Now, as we know, the cost cap limits the amount of money teams can spend during a season, and well, the thinking is that having a cost implication deters teams from repeatedly throwing fresh power units onto a car for performance reasons. And while it looks like McLaren is seeking answers from the FIA, with team principal Andrea Stella saying, as quoted by the race, "To be honest, these kind of power unit changes, they challenge the regulations. I will be interested in understanding if the cost of this engine now goes into the cost cap or not. If the engine was changed for performance reasons, it should go in the cost cap. So let's see if this is the case. Not that I will be able to see, as it's all on the Red Bull side, but this is also one reason why we wouldn't do it, because it would end up in the cost cap." But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.